and gentlemen, welcome to my first video. So I had to reshoot this video because the first one had background music that obviously was not requested and permission to play. So instead of trying to take all those segments out, I decided I would just like redo the entire video. So again, welcome back to the first video. Thank you for watching, and I really appreciate it if you did watch the first one. So this one's gonna be a little faster. But my brand is actually Themakeupphase, as you can see back here. And I'm excited to get started. So this look is gonna be very summery, it's fun, it's colorful, and it definitely makes a statement. So let's get started. I'm going to start with my primer. So the one I'm using today is the NYX Studio Perfect, as you can see, Photo Loving Primer. So this is more of a gel one. I like it because it's really light and it's not hard to put on, plus you can't beat the price. It's so affordable. So let's put this all over my face. Alrighty. Next we're going to move on to the foundation. So the foundation that I'm using is the Nars Velvet Matte Tint with SPF 30. I really love this because one, no matter where you go, you will be flawless the entire time. I put this on, I've gone to work out, I've gone out in a game where it's like hot and I'm sweating and my face never fails me. So this is like a holy grail must-have if you're planning on being outside. So not only are you protecting your skin, but you're looking flawless doing it. Highly recommend. So what I like to do, if I'm not using full liquid, I really like to pat it into the skin. I think it's really great to get it in there before I begin to blend it all out. So one of the biggest mistakes people make is that they start just to do this. They want to cover, and I'm all for covering, but you really want to press it in. You really want to put it in and then blend, because when you're covering, you can start to create that cakey look, and that's what you really don't want. Not at all. And especially not in the summer. So I recommend pressing. If you don't have it in a tray and you're pumping it in, press it in. So you notice that I start with little and I just start to move it all over my face so that it's a full even coverage per se before I begin to blend it. Alright, now that I have it pretty like covered, I'm gonna get a blending brush that's flat up top. So this one is one of the ones you can buy at Target. I really like it. And I'm also going to spray it with a little mist. This one is the MAC Prep+Prime Fix Spray. It comes in also various mists, like it has like different scents depending on what you like. They've really expanded this past its original form. So all I'm gonna do is just kind of dab this in a little further and then begin to blend. So I'm gonna take it past the jawline into the neck, especially since most of us probably are busy and we don't have a whole lot of time to get out in the sun. I highly recommend doing it so you create more of a tan effect lower and it looks a lot more natural. So it looks like it's fully blended out. So now brush away any excess bristles. And now I'm gonna move on to my concealers. So I am in love with this. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I love it because I have little fine lines here and it really prevents it from settling into those lines, which drives me crazy. I'm going to blend it out with my damp beauty blender. Now that we got this all blended out, I'm gonna follow it up with my highlighter. And this is the MAC Prep+Prime Highlighter and Light Boost. It's a nice little stick. I really like this because it really enhances the brightness. And especially when you're taking pictures, it really creates a nice highlight underneath the eye. So back with the beauty blender, we're just gonna blend this in. Okay, so now that we have highlighter, we have concealer, I'm going to set it all with a pressed powder, and this is actually the Maybelline Fit Me and Natural Beige. So I've been quite impressed with this powder. I think it's really great for a more affordable option. This one's actually the Matte and Poreless, and I've been very amazed about how matte it keeps me throughout the day. So this is more of my daily powder that I would use normally when I'm doing special events. I used a more loose powder to set everything, and that will really make sure that my matte face lasts and that I'm not getting oily. But this one is actually not bad. So we make sure that everything's covered. We're looking absolutely flawless. And now we're gonna move on to the eyes. So I'm gonna put on an eyeshadow primer, and this one's Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potions, the original one. So I really like this, especially if you're doing heavier eyeshadow looks. It keeps the oils from breaking down the shadows into the creases of your eye, which is never fun. So I just actually put this on, well, one middle finger, second to middle finger, and then I'm just gonna put it on the lid. So So very gently, just pat it on, make sure the lid is completely covered. And this one. So a little bit goes a long way with the potion primer. You really don't need much. If you put way too much, it gets all over the place and then it's really hard to work with. So I recommend start with a little at a time. So I believe it is all on. Clean up any excess. And we are gonna move on into putting shadows. So the palette I'm working with today is the Alamar Cosmetics, the Reina de Cabir. Pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that, but that's okay. I am so in love with this palette. I've done so many looks and I haven't even begun to like even max out on anything. So it is actually 8 shades. So you have 4 of them that are shimmery and 4 of them that are matte, and they are so pigmented. I so highly recommend buying this palette. It is so fun. It is creativity heaven, and it's really easy to work with. I mean, you have shades that you can wet your brush and apply wet for a more vibrant look. You also have the matte to like shimmer, to add a little bit of shimmer to it. It's just incredible. The colors are so vibrant. I am so in love, and I'm so excited that I was able to get this through BoxyCharm. When I literally screamed. And I could not wait to get the swatches on. So I really, if you can, get this palette. Like, incredible. And it's good for any time of the year. I've been able to test all kinds of looks out. Some that are very conservative, some that are actually really fun and bold. The one obviously I'm doing is a little in between. So it's, I mean, it's really up to you how you want to do it. I mean, you can look at all the Instagram pictures and no one is repeating the same look. That's how amazing this is. So let's get started. I totally like went off. So I'm going to start with actually Coco-Taxi. That's going to be the first one. And I'm just going to put that all over the lid. So using much of a flatter brush, so it's easier to kind of pat in into the lid. So you can definitely see how pigmented these colors are, like just like this, and look how vibrant this is. Again, I can't rave about it enough. Like, I am so in love with this palette. So next I'm gonna go in with Tropico, which is more of a reddish orange color. And this one I'm only going to put in just below the crease. So using the same brush, I'm just going to get in, pack this in. So next I'm going to follow it up with the Guatanamera, which is this nice maroon looking one, using the same brush. So again, you don't want to go past the crease. You can see how vibrant this is. It is absolutely crazy. So next I'm going to go in with a blending brush. So this is my nice little fluffy brush by Sedona Lace. It is the 863. And I'm just going to blend in the top portion of my eye. And then I'm going to get into the crease so it blends in so much better. But look how beautiful this is. Oh my god. So once you get this all blended out, next we're going to go in with a darker color, and we're actually going to get the Cafecito here. And this one we're going to create a nice little V in the eye. So it's going to create a nice little corner right in here. So using an angle brush, this will really help. Start with a little and then build. So you can see that I created a V. Let's do that on the other side. And then blend it in. So I'm still using the same angle brush, and I'm just getting into the crease. So you can already see the depth that it's creating in the eye without taking out the vibrancy. So I'm going to go a little bit more and add to this one. So I'm going to go back in with my blending brush, and I'm just going to blend out the crease a little bit more. Okay, so now that we have more of our deeper contour, next I'm going to go in with La Costa. This is actually going to be part of our highlight. So using another flat brush, something a little smaller, I'm going to get in and pack in as much color as I can and start from the crease of the eye and go out. Or from the inner corner of the eye and go out. You can see how pigmented this is. So I'm going to go back with my blending brush. And I'm going to blend in all the shimmer. I'm going to go back and add a little bit more of La Costa to the lid. Okay, so next I'm going to go back with my angle brush and I'm going to get a little bit more of the Cafecito and I'm actually going to put it on the lower lid.
Actually, I'm going to go back and touch up that V that I created earlier.
Look how stunning that all is. It's looking incredible. So now that we're done fully blending, I'm going to go in with a brown eyeliner. This one, I'm pretty sure I'm going to mispronounce it, but it's Jonteblu. Jonteblu. And this is a dark brown 903. And I'm just going to line my water line. So add just a little bit more definition to the eye. And then now it's time to contour and highlight the face. So I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Sculpting Defining Bronzing Powder in Delicates. And this is going to be the main point of my bronze. So using a kabuki brush, nice flat top here. I really like using this because it's so much easier to angle where you want. So technically you shouldn't be going past this point of your eye when using bronzer. So it's a quick little easy measure to know that you're not passing that point. Let's get the bottom of the neck and jawline. we are going to blend with a nice angle brush, nice fluffy angle brush. So for those of you who have smaller foreheads, I recommend usually only putting your bronzer about here in the more like outer end of your forehead. If you have a slightly larger forehead, then I do recommend going full circle. So now that we're done contouring, let's move on to highlight. So I'm actually going to go back to the Alamar palette, and I'm going to use the shade A la Costa up here. So I really love it because it's so nice and shimmery. It's so pretty. How can you not see that? And it's perfect as a highlight. So I'm going to put a little bit on just to kind of get a little bit of that shimmer going. And then I'm going to go in with my blush. And then I'll finish up the highlight. So sometimes I'd like to put in the highlight prior to putting blush, just to add a little bit more shimmer to it. As I'm blending, it will kind of spread it evenly. So as you can tell, I'm just kind of dabbing it in. I'm not really moving it too much because I'm gonna allow, when I put on my blush, for it to really make it nice and shimmery. I'm gonna create that nice shimmer line. So I'm gonna be using the Nars Blush-Orgasm. It's one of my absolute favorite blushes. And I'm gonna go in with an actually highlight brush. I think it's one of the best ones for putting blush on. I like the way the shape is, and it's perfect as I'm blending it in. So my blush actually broke when I was doing a lot of traveling. So now it's all broken up in pieces. So as you're putting your blush, it should create this nice little triangle in your face. So you obviously had the contour go here, 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 and then the blush goes here. And it kind of just creates that full little triangle. So now that I have the blush on, now I'm gonna fully complete my highlight. Go back to the A la Costa shadow and add it in here. This is so pretty. So if you ever feel like you put too much of something, whether it's the highlight, I usually recommend using like a clean finger just to kind of dust a little bit off.
Center of my nose. A little bit.
So I know that you can't really tell, but I can definitely see the shimmer. And it will definitely pop when you take pictures. And you'll definitely notice it in my picture. Alright, so I'm going to put on some falsies and fix my brows real quick, and then I'll be right back. And all done. So now I have my falsies on, I have my brows done, and we are almost done. All I need to do is put on the lips. So I'm actually going to be using the Beauty Creations Longwear Matte Lip Gloss, and this is actually in Sweetheart. So this is what it looks like. It's a very pretty mauve color. I'm actually really a big fan of this. I think it goes on so easily, and when it dries, it lasts for a really long time. And there we go. Look how beautiful this color is. I'm telling you, and that is dries perfectly matte. So I mean, I can't beat it. Can't beat it. So this is the final look, and I am just so in love with it. It's so fun. It's warm. It's perfect for those summer days or nights. So it's very versatile. You can take it anywhere, and it really stays on for a really long time. So that's one thing that I'm a really big fan of this palette, is because it's so pigmented and it stays, and along with your primer, it will really help it last and, you know, make you slay all those freaking summer activities. And we all want to slay those summer activities. So I hope you're as in love with it as I am. I do want to take a quick sec to talk about Birchbox. BoxyCharm. If you don't have it, get it. So this is what I received. So it's a full palette. I also received this, which is a full-size lipstick. So I just got two things that I am so in love with for 21 bucks a month. So I highly recommend it. I'm gonna have a special code down at the bottom that you guys can use to get started. I really highly recommend it. I know it's like 20 bucks a month, but honestly, there are worse things to spend on. And you get 5 full-size or deluxe samples. No. To me, it was like a no-brainer, and you can't beat the products that they choose. They make sure that it's good for almost everybody, and I've yet to be disappointed with any of the samples that they have given me. So this concludes my first video. I really hope that you like this look. I put a lot of thought into how to start off the first one, and I think it's really, really great, and it's very versatile for anyone to try. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and you can also follow me on Instagram at Themakeupphase. And until next time, bye loves. Bye.